Let's have a look at the Pastoral Genie dashboard. The first chart shows absence by student characteristic. Users can choose whether to view it in terms of absence percentage or to change the view and look at attendance. In either view, the axes will change to show you the relevant data. So, for instance, the whole school of 938 students, their percentage attendance is 96.1. Looking at that into absence view, we can see the same 938 students, their percentage absence rate is 3.89. We can choose to overlay the persistent absentees to give a visual interpretation of the proportion of that 3.89% that the PAs are responsible for. So we can see here it's almost half on the free school meals children. So moving on to the second chart, this is looking at those persistent absentees themselves. So in the whole school, 43 of the 938 students are persistent absentees, and that's 4.58% of the school. In the free school meals, 14 of the 132 are persistent absentees. That's 10% of free school meals, but clearly they're responsible for almost half of the absence of the free school meal students. So moving down, next we have a little dashboard that gives your indicators to show how well you're doing against the national figures. It's pulling out the data from the traffic lights on each analysis. So any bullet point that has gone green shows that you're meeting the standard or within the standard of the national statistic, and where it's red, it shows that you're outside of that and the amount that you are. Where there is no national data, it clearly says that there aren't. So the first four columns relate to attendance and the final two look at exclusions. The fourth chart shows the proportion of school absence by student characteristic. It's a combined chart. The first bars, the green and purple, show the split between authorised and unauthorised of your absences. So the whole school, in this case, 95.35% of absences were authorised and 4.65% were unauthorised, and there we've got it for the gender split. When it comes down to the smaller groups, there's an overlay of proportions on top of that. So if we look at free school meal current, their absences, 96.57 were authorised, 3.43 were unauthorised. Free school meals current students make up 14.1% of the school, but those free school meal current absences make up 18.8% of the school absence. So you can track how much impact each of those groups are having. Finally, the bottom chart is a track across the half terms showing you a line, plotted line, for the percentage attendance. Let's just look at whole school. So we've got the attendance plotted across time, and then the bar chart shows the number of persistent absentees at each half term. You can choose to add different series, as many as you like. Obviously the more series you add in, the more unwieldy the chart becomes, but it's up to the end user, and you can choose to look at all the half terms or concentrate on just the ones that you're dealing with at the time. The dashboard has been designed so that it will print all onto one page quite nicely for handing out at things like governors' meetings, and obviously because it's in the form of charts, it's completely anonymised data, so it's quite useful for that. It will print as a PDF which can be emailed. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for using the Genie.